Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you the whole thing with the interviews.
Okay.
On that end, it's a matter of how you present yourself. Your
Gotcha.
confidence, like if you're able to convey that trust, then you're set. Just like a sale. Like imagine you're interested in buying some mentorship or whatever. If the person, they might not have the most amount of testimonials or be the most popular sales rep or mentor out there, but if they give you that emotion, that feeling that damn, he knows what he's talking about, then you're gonna buy.
So it's no different than selling someone. You're just selling yourself
Exactly.
to them instead. Yeah. Okay.
And the number one tip, because it's more like pitching. We here in closing, we train really hard by asking questions, discovery, understanding the situation. And that is important, comes in handy because you do want to understand what the business owner is looking for. And you want to also show them that you are good at asking questions, all these things. So you can ask like, oh, so what type of talent are you looking for? What type of experience are you looking for? If they ask you a question like, what type of experience do you have? And you go like, well, what type of experience are you looking for? Then that gives them this insight of, oh shit, he knows his stuff. And then you have a little bit of an advantage because now you can tailor your answer. Obviously, you're not gonna be like, oh, yeah, I'm exactly that you're obviously not. Yeah, but out of what you've done,
they can see that you know what you're doing.
Highlight. Yeah, if it is the case. If not, it's also super honest to highlight. Like if they say, oh no, I'm looking for an aeronautic engineer who has been working at NASA, and you go like, well, to be honest, I haven't done that. That's completely out of my experience, but I'm super, like, I really want to try it. It's been a passion of mine. I've been researching a little bit on the side, whatever. So although it's not something I've done, I'm super up to it. And I think I'm up to the challenge, right? That gives you even more than if you just said like, oh, no, I haven't done that, or any other answer.
Okay.
So yeah, but at the end, my number one tip for pitching, for at the end telling, hey, this is who I am and you should hire me, is with a story.
Gotcha.
Storytelling and just telling a story.
I've heard they don't want to hear your life story though. Obviously, right? They don't want to hear your life story, right?
No one, bro. No one
does. Okay. Yeah, I know that. Okay, cool.
That's the difficult part. A story is so powerful, but humans can really understand the difference between a good story and a bad story.
Yeah.
And a good storyteller and a bad storyteller. You have to be able to realize what the details of a story are that are relevant and which ones are going to make your audience fall asleep.
That's true. Okay, yeah, I get that.
And it's not hard, especially in an interview, it's going to have like maybe 5 minutes max. So it's going to be a short story, but in that short period of time, you can do a good job. And that's going to come in handy with prospects as well. If you share your story with the prospects, they trust you a lot. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you're ever role-playing for an interview, then you start training how to tell a story and whatnot. Maybe watch a couple of videos of storytelling. It'll be good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so today, Wednesday, the natural progression would be, well, if we did commitment, now it would be bottleneck. This is nice. So remember what bottleneck was?
When everything's going wild and something bad just happens, right? Something just falls apart. Yeah.
And in the context of a prospect wanting to get a desired outcome, what would it be?
You said if a prospect wanted to what?
To get a desired outcome, like the goal.
To get out of it? You said?
Well, that's what they want, but what would be the bottleneck?
They don't have enough money. Or,
for example,
let's say it's the course or the mentorship's out of the price range, or they don't. What, an objection? You mean like they want to get out of the desired situation, but they're held back by something? You said limited belief, maybe.
There we go. That's the word. Limiting belief.
Okay.
Because if someone tells you, "Oh, that's too expensive, I can't buy it," do you think that that's real, or that's just mask or a belief that they carry?
I think it's a belief, honestly.
Exactly. Because let's say, like, whenever you encounter one of these mentorships there's like 5K, you're like, oh, that's too expensive. Like, do you think, like, what's your personal opinion about a 5K mentorship?
I think it's a lot of money. I just know personally for me that's literally out of my price range. I mean, I could get the money at some point, it would take me a little time. I just think, for me personally, it's a lot of money.
Okay. And if you had the money?
I'd spend it because I know it's a return on investment. I know if it's, especially a sales mentorship, whatever mentorship, it'll get me to where I want to be, so money comes and goes. Money's not real. I think money's not real. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Yeah. And that's exactly how you want to think about things when you are a closer, because that's what you want to transfer to the prospects. Yeah, I mean, luckily for you, you found one of these loopholes, which is Ethan's community and just me guiding you. So it's not necessary, absolutely. Maybe in the future, if you want to go to like another level.
That's what I was thinking, like far down in the future. You know, once I'm making some good money, I'll definitely level it up even more if I still interested by then. You know?
Yeah, exactly. But let's get into the point of view of someone who has this really big limiting belief and money is very scarce in their mind. There's not a lot of money and just a mindset that he carries. In that case, you tell them something like the following, like, hey, what if somebody was giving you a Lamborghini, brand new and like shiny, clean, perfect. You could just drive it down to your porch, and he was leaving that to you because you're a really good friend of his for just 10K, and he's moving out of the country. He doesn't want to deal with finding a new buyer and paperwork. Just 10K and you have a brand new Lamborghini.
You'll find the 10K.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, because it's such high value. You know, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's high value. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it wouldn't take you a while either.
Oh, no. Honestly, no. If it's, that is true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So just a matter of the value. If your offer actually delivers the results that it promises to the people, and overcoming that limiting belief that, oh, okay, this is something I want to go all in for. And money's not real. Like, it's going to come back. It's a good investment on what I put down.
Yeah.
And then from there, it gets more and more interesting depending on the person. It could be sort of, I'm not sure if it's going to work for me. I'm not sure if I'm enough to complete the program. I'm not sure if, what happens if, all these different things. And this is really similar to objection handling because it's exactly what's happening in objection handling. They are telling you either a mask, which is the objection, I don't have money, and then you're reframing it and finding out the true limiting belief and helping them overcome that.
Okay.
Right? Now, if we do it in objection handling, it's harder because, a bunch of different reasons. First off, they know the price. Second, they have a lot of pressure because not only they have to overcome the limiting belief then, but pay as well. And third, they have most likely carried that limiting belief throughout the whole call. So the answers that they've given you haven't been like the most honest.
Yeah, right? So it kind of, the whole call just like flips a little bit or changes, right?
Yeah, like it just stays in a superficial level.
Yeah, okay.
Or it could go deep, but not deep enough so that they open up to you and say like, damn, I have this problem. This is my thought process. And yeah, they're like super honest. So the way how we do that, bro, is super simple. We want to find out what has been preventing them from taking the step that they want to take already. Right? If they want to buy the mentorship, why haven't you done that already? And we keep asking and asking until we get them to confess some internal thing that is going on. It's not like I don't have the money or the economy was going bad or, oh, my dog died. Nothing like that, but something where they say, I haven't been, active enough. I haven't been proactive enough. I haven't searched for the answer. I have this fear that I'm not going to be able to do it. All these different things. So yeah, and this is the hardest part, but the most enjoyable and where the sale is made. And if you're able to do that as a setter, that's huge. So you're probably just gonna do it a little bit, no in depth, because it takes time and everything, but that's gonna give you some solid advantage over other setters.
Okay.
So it all starts, there are three main facts that you wanna know that would allow the other process to happen. First is you wanna know how, let's say it's a visa offer or anything related to money. You ask how much are they looking to make, so the goal in terms of money. You want to know how much they are currently doing right now, right? So where they are right now, where they're gonna be. So there's the gap. And then you want to know everything related going to that gap. So for example, how long have they had that goal? What have they tried before in order to get there? And the key question that unlocks everything, why haven't they done that already? Why haven't they achieved what's been preventing them, right?
Yep.
So we want starting point, we want destination, and we want to be clear of where and how exactly in the step to get there is the huge bottleneck, right? Where the things go
where it's going wrong.
narrow.
Okay.
Exactly. Make sense so far?
Yeah. So where they want to be, where they are right now, right? Where they want to get, and why they haven't gotten there, what's necessarily stopping them from getting there. Just repeating, so to make sure I understand, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Perfectly. So yeah, how would you proceed? How do you think the questions would be?
So if it's a financial question, right? If
Yeah,
it's
let's
like
say
a
it's
financial problem,
yeah,
I would say, well, so I would just be like, okay, so let me ask you this. So if, you say the price is, it's out of your range, it's too much, but regarding the price, it may cost this, but you're going to get these results. The price may be high, but you're going to get even higher results and you're going to make that money back. So is it not worth, being able to, put that money down and, make your money back plus get to where you want to be? Or is it just, something along that? I'm not really sure.
all good, all good, all good. So that's good for objection handling.
Yeah.
Right here, what I mean is we're going back where we don't even know what the problem is.
Oh, we don't even know
They
what the problem
haven't,
is.
yeah, they haven't even said it's too expensive.
Okay.
So
So,
what we're trying to find out here, basically, we're trying to not provoke an objection, but find out what the objection already is so that it comes to the surface a lot sooner and not once we tell them, okay, pay.
so can I be like, okay, what do you feel like's holding you back from getting to where you want to be?
That's really good. Yeah, that's all. But as I said, so yesterday we did commitment, right?
Yeah.
So we start from there. The last thing that happened was that they said, okay, yeah, I'm committed to get outside help because the outside help has expertise, whatever, and I need that, right? That's all we know. We know the why. So we know that they want to probably spend their more time with the family or whatever, or buy a Lambo. I don't know. We know that they're committed also to outside help. Now we have to figure out if there's any bottleneck or any limiting beliefs that they carry with them that would not allow them to do that.
Okay, so this is the step moving forward after that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay, got you. Yeah, okay.
So before you go ahead and ask them like what's been preventing you to do that or whatnot, you have to know what their actual goal is, like tangible goal in terms of money. Maybe you found that already in the why, like okay, how much do you want to be making? But let's say you don't because well, you want to make sure that you know that. You have to first ask, yeah, so how much are you looking to be making, right? And then you want to ask, okay, and how much are you making now, right? So we have the starting point. You can also ask how much are you making now, and then how much are you looking to make? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So that you know starting point and end point.
Endpoint.
You can also find these two things before at the beginning, but assuming you don't, then you have to ask those.
Okay.
So yeah, just go about it.
All right, so you want me to ask you? Okay.
So
All right, man. So how much are you making now?
right now I'm doing about 5K a month.
5K a month? Okay. Okay, got you. And what's the goal as far as how much you want to be making in the near future?
Near future, like we're talking about like in the next week or what?
Say within the next 6 months, three to 6 months.
3 to 6 months. I mean,
let's say the next 3 months.
Next 3 months.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely increase to 10K.
10K? Okay. Okay, so what do we do now?
That's good. That's good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then you go to find out the actual bottleneck. Three main things. How long have they wanted to get to 10K?
Okay.
Or how long have they had that figure in their head? And that's the basic question because that tells you how long has this problem going on.
Okay.
That's leverage that you go ahead and later on use. Then you say like, okay, so if this has been going on for X amount of time, why haven't you solved it? Because X amount of time is not just yesterday, right? You've been dealing with this for a while.
Okay, then they give you a reason why that's been happening. And then same on to the next, how long, where they want to get, right? And then what's stopping them from getting to that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so just kind of ask you in that order?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So we'll just start from there. Okay, so how long have you necessarily wanted to start making 10K versus, keeping the same 5K?
I think it was the goal since the beginning. That's why I started sales.
Okay, and since it's been since the beginning, why do you feel like you haven't made 10K yet?
That's good. You want to always clarify on the numbers. I told you since the beginning.
Okay.
You want to always ask, okay,
so
when was that?
Okay.
Or how long ago was that?
Okay. Okay, so how long ago were you wanting to, make 10K? How long has that been in?
Yeah, the goal since
Okay, when did you start?
like 3 years ago.
3 years ago, okay. And I mean, what do you feel like's been keeping you from getting there in these past 3 years?
I think I just have really bad prospects. The people I talk to, they always give me objections.
Okay, and so you, okay, so now you want to, okay, hold on, pause. Okay.
Yeah,
So you
of
told
course
me
we
that,
haven't
okay.
trained yet,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
Okay,
good
so
because
I got the why, and then you said it's the bad prospects. Okay. So obviously we need to get you better prospects so you can make your 10K, right? Okay.
I mean, this is good because it trains your problem-solving ability, right? You have to
Yeah.
kind of guess what would be the right thing to say next.
Okay.
So that's good. Well, I'm gonna play with that for a while. Let's say that was actually a problem. We have to get them better prospects.
Yeah.
How do you solve that? How? What then?
Okay, we get them better prospects. I don't know. I
There's
mean,
there's not much you can do, right? Like,
yeah.
the,
Yeah, it's up to, maybe he needs better closers, it could be different things, right?
yeah, and then we cannot solve that
Yeah.
because we can just solve what's on our control, right?
Okay.
So to find out the real bottleneck, it has to be something within the prospect. It has to be their fault. It cannot be external. It cannot be the world's fault or the prospects or the market. It has to be my fault. I haven't been the closer that I could be and that I should be in order to close at a better percentage. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so it's a limiting belief, an internal belief that something's
Exactly.
holding them back internally that won't let them perform at the rate they should be. Like, let's say, like laziness, or well, yeah, no, just the top closers make that. I don't know how to make that like that, right? Okay.
Correct. So, well, and we know that, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
The only thing is that it's hard to find out because, well, people are not just gonna open up like that,
Yeah. No
right?
one
They don't
tells you
want
that.
to say, oh, I'm fearful of doing of, yeah, I don't know, whatever the fear is, a fear of success it could be. So the way how we do this is, yeah, we find out, we ask the powerful question of, and here's the warning that I like to use. First off, how much would you need to be making to be able to XYZ? We know their why.
Yeah.
How much would you need to be making in order for you to spend more time with your family? Right? What we found out at the beginning. Because, well, one thing is the number, but the other thing is what that number does for them, right? And you can find out what it does for them directly, which is the ideal thing. We find out the why right there and then. Or you could reverse engineer and be like, I want to make 10K a month. And then you go like, okay, well, what does 10K a month do for you? Okay, I would
So
spend more time with my family.
for every fact, there's a why in between it. Or just like with not every fact, but like with certain numbers or certain things, there's a why behind why they want it. If that makes sense. Like, let's say I want to make 10K a month. Why do I want to make 10K a month? To give more time to my family and I can provide for them more. Or why do you want to work less hours? I want to work less hours because I want to see my family more, or do this more, right? Kind of
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Okay.
Right there. Right there and then, bro. And you want to attach that why to the question of how much would you need to be making,
Okay.
right? Because sometimes people will go ahead and tell you, oh, I want to make 100K a month.
Yeah.
But honestly, they just need probably 20K a month to get their real why. And then the 100K a month is just like some ego thing that they have, which, I mean, could serve you to close the sale, but could as well play against you, right?
Yeah.
But you have to recognize if it is a thing that, okay, they need 100K genuinely to be happy and to spend the time with the family, or if they want the 100K just so that people look at them like, oh, he's the boss, right? Because there are other ways to do that, and you approach those things differently. So yeah, that's the first one. Then then you ask how much they're currently making. Then I like to ask, before we started talking, have you been out there looking for ways to start your own business, learn sales, whatever, to X your income or to double your income, right? So not only how long have they tried that, but if they've tried anything in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll dive into like the tiny details later. Then how long have you been feeling like we're needing to actually change? Or how long have you been feeling like something has to change? That's a more powerful because it's like instead of how long they've wanted something, how long they've known that something has to change in order to get whatever they want to get.
So with
But
those,
it's okay.
So with those,
Mhm.
wanting something versus knowing they need to make a change, would those necessarily, the want and the need, be a different time frame? Or like, would you get a different answer, or would it be the same?
I mean, of course, you get a different answer, but this I think we're not there yet to
Okay.
fixate on the wording. I'm just telling you the wording so that you know and you sort of soak up a little bit.
Okay.
But it's best if you at first just use your own words or whatever,
Gotcha.
because unlike the commitment ones, these get more complicated. The commitment wording that I have here is simple and that's why it works. But in the bottleneck, it's a whole different animal. So you wanna, yeah, like this wording is what I found that works best.
Okay.
And also, by the way, this is not mine, like this wording, everything. I've literally copied that from a guy called Christian Polk. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Kristen Falk, like Faulk.
Polk, Polk.
Oh, Polk. Okay, no, I'm not
Yeah.
familiar.
Well,
No.
I think he's one of the best closers there is out there.
Oh wow.
And I have two friends that are in his program working with him one on one.
Oh, for real?
So I get a lot
Oh
of
wow.
I get a lot of like insights.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
How much is his program? Like 10K?
okay.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
it is crazy, and
I'm sure it's worth it though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it for certainly is. But yeah, I mean, it's what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like it makes you think, it makes you consider. Yeah, and then you go ahead and ask, in the past 4 months or X amount of time, what has prevented us? See, us, not like just you. What has prevented us from getting any help to get training and to double your income, right? So always tying back to the why and the vehicle.
Got you.
Anyway, and then from there, whatever answer they give you, you have to do a reframe.
Okay.
So what do you understand by reframe?
Reframe is like reshape the call, kind of not put it back together, but it was the call was going in a certain direction. Now you got to change it, put it on, and taking it to another direction.
Similar, very similar. So you know what a frame is?
A frame is just like where the call's gonna go, or what's gonna be about, right?
Almost. Again, very similar.
You're kind of like starting off where the call's gonna go.
Yeah, like that's framing the call.
Framing the call, yeah.
And it's also called like that, but frame is something else as well. Like you're not wrong. There's just another meaning to it. A frame in conversational and like psychology is basically, well, when you have a painting, right? You have the painting and then you have the frame, literally, right? Exactly like that. You have the person, and the person has a frame, meaning they have like a certain way of being, or a certain, not a personality because it's situational, right? It's like a way of thinking, or a way a way of interpreting a message or a signal, right? So, for example, if I tell you today is raining, there are multiple frames that you could have associated to that statement, right? You could be like, if I tell you today is raining, you could think, shit, I'm not going to be able to play football today.
Okay.
Like that's, and you don't even have to tell me. It's just a feeling, like a thought that you have. Or you could be like, today's raining. Nice. I like rain. It's gonna smell good. I'm gonna be able to, I don't know, sleep nice because the sound of rain is soothing. Or you could, yeah, like there's different thoughts and things that you could have, and those are called frames.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's all under a saying or a certain idea or just thing. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So different thoughts and stuff under one thing, or okay.
And in a conversation that's why it's also what you said, like the direction of the call. Because if I am the one, for example, right now I have the frame, like I dictate where the conversation is going to go. I'm the one deciding what are we going to focus on right now and later on and throughout the whole call.
Gotcha.
Right? And that's how you want to be as a closer. Because you have, imagine the conversation, the picture, the painting, the frame that you put on it, that's basically where you want the call to go. How do you want the picture to look like?
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna choose how you want the picture to look like, or how you want the call to look like.
Yeah, exactly. So that is, I would say, direction frame in terms of, we're talking about what I want us to talk about, But then at the same time, there's sort of like an interpretation frame, which is what I explained to you about if I tell you today's gonna rain. So easiest way to just reframe someone. Let's go with that example. Someone goes ahead and says, yeah, it's been like for me to double my income, get training, whatever. I just don't have the money to buy some training. Then you want to start things off with, I can see that. Can I make a suggestion? Yes, can I make a suggestion? Then obviously they're gonna say like, yeah, of course, yeah. And then you go ahead and ask something like, whose responsibility is it to find the resources to get some training so that you can be the provider for your family? And like, oh yeah, it's my responsibility, whatever. And then you go like, okay, and you knowing that is your responsibility, what has been preventing you from being resourceful and finding that money so that you can invest in yourself, double your income, and and then they're gonna give you the real
reason why
Makes
that
sense?
is. Yeah. So it's not the money, it's another reason. And
Yeah, of
and that
course.
reason is a limiting belief or maybe just something.
Yeah. So you wanna reframe it so that you make them realize that it's not the money, there's something behind that. Because if it was the money, you'd be resourceful and you would get the money.
Yeah.
And then once they give you the true, like the real limiting belief, you pretty much do exactly the same thing. You go like, okay, and is it worth holding on to this limiting belief if we know that we are suffering, losing amount of money, not being able to provide it? They're gonna be like, no. Then what has kept you holding on to it? And then they, I don't know, start fixating like, oh, probably my childhood, or I was traumatized after I lost this amount of money or whatever. And they go like, okay, yeah, is it worth to hold on to it, or what do we need to do? Oh, we need to take action and do something. And you're like, okay, and what happens if you don't? Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
So I guess let's try it out first. I'll be prospect and I'll be closer, you'll be prospect.
Okay.
So from the top, it's yeah, man. So how much do you need to be making in order for you to be able to provide for your family to the level that you want to?
I would say 15K would be nice. It would be perfect.
Okay, 15K. And in terms of where you're at now, how does that look like?
I'm making $5,000 right now.
5,000. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're at 5,000. We want to get to 15K. Pretty much triple your income. Is that right?
Yeah.
I see. And Joshua, man, before we started talking, have you been out there looking for ways to, well, be a better closer and 3x your income, or what have you been doing on that front?
I have a little bit, but not too much. I've kind of just watched some videos and like some more free resources.
Okay, yeah. But apart from the basic watching YouTube and free resources, have you been actually working with someone or getting actual training so that you can 3x your income?
Not yet.
Not yet, I see, man. Well, how long have you been feeling that way, that something has to change and that you need to 3x your income to provide for your family?
The past year, honestly.
Past year. I mean, in that time was not just as if it was yesterday. What has been preventing us from getting that training so that we can provide for our family to the level that we know they deserve?
I just think it's the money. You know, the price is pretty high for me, so I feel like money's been tight for me to kind of get that help.
I see. I can see where that comes from. Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
So, just remind me, whose responsibility is it to get resourceful and ultimately find the money if we know that we need to get better at closing so that with 3x our income and are able to provide for our family? Like, whose responsibility is it?
That's me, my responsibility.
Okay. And if that's the case, what has been preventing us from being resourceful, finding the money, if we know that that's going to put us in the best position?
I don't know. I just kind of feel like I haven't necessarily tried. I don't know. I get the money from my work and job, but I use that money to budget everything. And, you know, I haven't necessarily tried to work an extra job or try and do something to get some extra money, I guess. You know, but also my schedule is pretty tight, so I feel like I don't really have that opportunity to make some extra money.
Okay, I see. Because what do you mean by your schedule being tight?
Well, so I have to go to work at 9 in the morning and I don't get off till 8:30. And then, you know, I gotta go home, eat dinner, spend some time with my kids, and just repeat the day again.
Yeah, I see. And well, because you mentioned that you want to spend more time with your family, and this has been going on for a year, why do you feel has prevented you from getting that resourcefulness and find out the money that's gonna unlock that time with your family.
You said, what do I feel like's been preventing me from getting that money
Yeah,
or the results?
From getting responsibility and get resourceful.
Honestly, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's my responsibility, but I just feel like I don't have time. You know, I have my money, my schedule, my budget's pretty tight. You know, I'm already working a full-time job, so when I get home, it's like time for me to eat dinner, put my kids to bed, and just repeat the day. So it's like my days.
Yeah.
I don't like. How do I? You know, I have stuff I have to do. You know, I have to provide for my family, and that just that chunk.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, got you.
Appreciate that. And I know how it feels to have a packed schedule, a long work hours, but I can make a suggestion.
Sure.
Do you feel that is possible, like out there in the world, it exists that someone is able to make time for something as important as being resourceful and being able to provide for the family? Like, does that exist out there in the world?
It does.
Yeah, why?
Because I mean, I feel like just someone's done it, right? I'm not the only person in this situation.
Yeah, and by someone, like, do you know anyone or could someone come to mind?
No, not anyone I know.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. Do you know Tony Robbins or Gary Vee, perhaps?
Guy who?
Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, or
No.
maybe even, well, multimillionaire guy, built a bunch of businesses. He has a pretty interesting story where he used to work in a factory for pretty much like 12 hours a day. And my favorite quote of his is, people are extremely resourceful, but most of them are resourceful on how not to be resourceful. You know where I'm getting to?
Me?
I mean, for example, but you know what that means?
It means I can do it too. Like, I just have to be resourceful instead of, you know, focusing on not being resourceful. You're getting to saying that I can make that $4,000.
Well, do you feel like it is possible?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know where to look, how to get it, because I told you my schedule and my situation.
Okay, yeah, and I understand that. It's not a matter of like if you have it clear at every step of the way already, but if it's possible, like if there's a way out there that, like if it's possible in this world.
I think it's possible in this world, yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, is it worth doing if we know that that's gonna make you that provider and that person who gives their family the best that they can?
I think it's definitely worth doing.
Okay, man. So if we here find a way to make it work with what you currently have, so you don't even have to jump into like finding out business models and whatever. Like if it's something that, of course, is gonna be probably a sacrifice, but it's doable for you. Would you be down to jump into training if you know that that's what you need to be in the best position to be that provider? Yes or no?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Do you see?
Yeah, I see. So, but I was just trying to play like a prospect, because they would throw a little bit of objections in between that, obviously, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was good. And I noticed mid roleplay, caught me a little bit off guard. I'm not gonna lie. At first I was like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting this. but yeah, because the thing is, with different limiting beliefs, you approach them differently as well. But the main thing that you have to understand for right now is that you basically suggest, you ask, can I make a suggestion that softens whatever it is that you're gonna say, and then you keep asking questions. Like instead of being like, can I make a suggestion? Or you've been lazy. You like there's a ton of different ways that you can make money, or there's a ton of different things that you can do. You could go to a bank, get a loan. You could ask friends. You could sell your car. You know, instead of telling them directly, you ask them like, is it fair to say that it is possible to get money and be resourceful? And then slowly, by them answering the questions in the way you want them to answer, they find out it's as if it was their idea, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the main thing, and then you can add a story there, or say like, oh, a quote from this famous guy, or just anything
to get them to realize, like,
yeah,
if that person is way above me, like he's a millionaire, like he was working in a factory, whatever, blah blah blah. Now he's a multimillionaire. It's like, okay, well, I only need $4,000. How is that not possible?
Exactly.
Okay.
Now I think I'm not sure because I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
But it could be possible that someone has like an actual outside belief, right? Like it's like, no, I don't have the money. I'm full of debt right now. It's like super impossible for me to do that right now. So then, okay, the reason why that doesn't happen is because you should have not you, but your setter team or in your case, yeah, you, like I said, as a setter, you disqualify those people. But what you could do is do the same thing and be like, okay, so let's talk in a month or in a few weeks. And if you do your job correctly of reframing and everything, they're for sure gonna get resourceful. For
Yeah.
sure.
So now they know they have time and what they can do to,
Yeah.
get that. I do agree with that, honestly. I feel like I can relate to that. I remember, so there was this more advanced training course. Kind of when I first came into remote sales, I was just looking at this one guy's course. It was like, I think minimum $1,000. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know it was gonna be $1,000. I don't have $1,000. This is what I have. But I'm like, give me 3 weeks and I'll get the money. And so 3 weeks came by, I got the money. I just figured out a way to get the money. So it's like I don't have it now, but I have it in 3 weeks. But then obviously I decided
Hmm.
not to, go with that because I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find Ethan's community before that or
No, this was after that.
after that? Okay.
Oh wait, before that.
Yeah.
Sorry, before that. Yeah.
Before.
This was
And
like
so I
right
don't
when I
like
knew what high ticket sales was. I was looking around. I put my info down. They called me. It's like, yeah, we're gonna need $1,000. I'm like, oh
hmm
shit, that's a lot of money. I don't have that right now. So I was like, yeah, give me a few weeks. Then I end up getting the money. I was literally about to call the guy, like, yo, I'm ready to buy. And then
hmm
I did my more research. And I'm like, okay, let me just dip my head in first, see if I like it. And then that's when
hmm
I found Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, you found an alternative, but you definitely took action.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say that he did his job necessarily wrong. I would say that he could have followed up on you. He could have like called you back and be like, "Yeah, man, no, this is what you need." And then like I'm almost sure that you would have closed. Like you would have bought from
Probably,
him instead.
honestly, probably,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But he never followed up, honestly,
exactly.
because I
But
was,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
kudos to him because he got you to invest into yourself and into sales at the end.
hmm
How do you get the money?
So multiple different things. I had asked my dad. So my dad, he runs construction companies, and so
Mhm,
so I had to do some work for him, and then I have other siblings in the house. Not my house. I live alone with my roommate, but
mhm.
at my house, just stuff around the house. Work around the house. I sold some things. Every way I could to make some money, I did to get that money. Nothing
Yeah,
illegal. Nothing
no,
illegal. Yeah, yeah.
obviously.
By any means possible with that, but just like little amounts of money, big amounts of money. I put it all together. And I'm like, okay, you know,
Nice, man, nice.
yeah,
That's cool. I respect that.
yeah, man.
I also, well, the train with Ethan, as I told you, I worked so hard in appointment setting, like my first gig, because I wasn't that skilled. So I had to work extra hard
Yeah,
for a
I'm
whole
trying.
month, and then I got the money, put it all into Ethan. Good stuff.
Did you do private coaching with Ethan? Okay. How much did Ethan charge you? I'm just curious.
So Ethan, at first it was 3K.
Oh, wow, so he charges like a good amount.
Yeah, he charges even more, but because of me, because I was already in his community for like 2 months already, and he wanted to experiment. I'm not sure what he wanted to do, like do YouTube videos or something. He was like, "Oh, just 3K." I only had 1K, so I was able to pay that. Afterwards, I didn't have the other. Also, it was 1.5K, and then I had to pay 1.5K later.
hmm
But I just couldn't because well, something got in the way and whatever. And he was like, okay, let's do just a couple more one-on-ones. And then you have lifetime access to the community as well as the inner circle. And then some group coaching calls with Danny Malta. You know Daniel
Daniel Mota. Maybe. Is he in the
Malta?
community?
Yes.
Maybe. I maybe saw him. I'm not sure.
Okay. So he's as good as it gets. Like
Is he
there's
the
got
he the guy who does the interviews? No?
no,
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 no.
no.
Okay, never mind, because Ethan was talking about some
That's
guy.
I forgot
He
his
he
name, but he
he
started
know
with me.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's cool. No, Danny Malta, he's been a closer for the longest time. He's better than Ethan by far.
Oh, for real?
He's such a legend. He
Wow.
like there's Christian Polk, the guy I tell you that sells for 8K, and then there's Danny Malta. Like that's as good as it gets. It's insane.
Wow. How much did he make in a month? Crazy.
Yeah, as much as it gets, like the closer.
Wow.
Plus, at this point, he has like his business and whatever. Definitely, I could say that he's making more than like 80 or 90K a month.
That's nice. Good for him.
Easy. Maybe more. I don't know what
And
he's doing. He's a
and you
little
said
bit.
he still does he pop his head in the community sometimes or what?
No, I think
No.
because he has this mysterious vibe to him
Ah, okay. I see.
where like you see on the calendar like coaching call with Danny Malta, or at least you saw back in the day.
Yeah.
And you would join, and it would be just like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And it'd be like a 1.5 hour long call where he's just talking, essentially just talking. And eventually, like, he asks a couple questions. Like, such a dense, very, very dense classes, like lectures of him with a lot of information. You'd be like just taking notes all the time and then rewatch those videos a ton. Yeah, a lot of value. And I think he also does like one-on-one for like 5K, something like that.
Okay. 5K is honestly not that bad if he's that good.
Yeah, exactly. I think Ethan charges 5K currently.
5K, shit. Right, currently, but I'm sure back then he didn't do as much, right? Like a year ago.
No,
No.
he was still doing. I think he was already doing 5K, and he just brought it down to 3K for me, which at the end was just 1K with all the couple things.
Wow, is our mentorships usually that high? Honestly, like one-on-one mentorships. Okay, but how long you're paying for how long? Not 30 days, 60 days.
No, I had to pay like the 1.5 to start off the mentorship, and then we agreed that in a month I would pay the other 1.5, but I didn't have it, so at the end I just paid the 1.5.
Usually, the mentorship was going to go for what, 2 months?
Oh no, the mentorship. What he told me, 8 weeks, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, 2 months, 60 days.
A little bit less, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, 2 months. What am I doing? I'm tripping. Yeah. And also for like the first 2 to 3 weeks of getting on an offer.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So it was guaranteed to get on an offer.
Okay.
But yeah, those things are heavy. I know, because I did my research and I literally jumped into easily 3 or 4 closing calls of programs that were like from anywhere from 5K to 8K. And when I went ahead and started working as an appointment setter and whatnot, I knew I was going to invest on any program. I just didn't know which one.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was actually between Ethan's and another guy's, and I had the call like back to back, one with the other.
Oh, for real?
And yeah.
You just picked Ethan?
When I paid Ethan, it was a deposit. It was like, hey man, pay up, and then if you decide to go with the other guy, I'll refund you. No questions asked, like easy. I'm like, okay, bet.
But you told him you're talking to another guy too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Then I jumped into the meeting with the other guy, but bro, check this out. With the other guy, it was 7.5K.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and he was accepting, like, allowing me to get in for those 1K initially, and then just pay up as we go. And he convinced me. I was like, okay, bet. Let me just reach out for my refund. And then they got like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I told Ethan, even for like the refund. And then we met with Ethan like for the first coaching call. And I explained to him, and he was like, well, whatever you want, like, it's up to you. And then for like 2 minutes, I literally just sat down and thought. I was like, Ethan, I'm just going to stay with you, like 7.5K. I'm committed, like I could do that, but it's too much of a stretch right now. So
yeah, okay. So there you go.
But yeah, that was a very emotionally charged time, because like, you know, that feeling is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure you scratch more money than you can afford to lose, and it's like, honestly, that's more money than I've seen at once. I would say not more than I've spent just all at once. Obviously, you know, that's at least for me personally. So it's like, shit, it's a lot. 7.5K. Yeah.
It is very tough.
I was gonna ask, just quick question. So I know in his groups there's the inner circle. Is that any different than? I mean, is there more information in there? I'm just assuming.
I would say not the information per se, but the people there. They have experience. They ask better questions. Like, the training is advanced just because the people are advanced. So
got you.
They're gonna ask the things that, like, they're not gonna do the setter role play or just whatever. They're gonna talk about more like strategy and what we're talking right now.
Okay, got you.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, with you, I'm going obviously from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I'm already introducing you to tactics that maybe it's a bit overwhelming. I don't know. You let me know, or we'll see.
It's not overwhelming. I don't know any of it, so it's like I just gotta understand it. You know.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely, he's not gonna go that deep into reframes in the free training. So yeah, once you get to a point where you found out their limiting belief, there's also another thing that you can do, which is calculate the opportunity cost. You know what's opportunity cost?
Is it something you give up to get something?
Yeah, of course. It's a cost.
Yeah.
So
To get
Whenever
something,
you
you gotta give
decide to do
something else up.
something,
Yeah.
exactly. For example, right now you decide to meet with me for closing training, but you could do anything else. You could be watching a Netflix show, or you could be sleeping. I don't know, whatever. You're giving that up because you decide to do this. Same thing with money. By you investing on a program, you're giving up that money to buy, I don't know, groceries or a car or a down payment for, I don't know, a house. So in that same fashion, you wanna calculate how much they are giving up by holding onto that fear or that limiting belief.
Okay. So I see what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. Because obviously, if they decide to invest in themselves, the opportunity cost
Comes
would
back.
be to, yeah, so like it's a good thing to do, because the cost is, okay, now maybe you have less time, maybe you have less money right now, but you're gonna be set in the future to have, let's say they want to make 10K a month and they're doing 5K a month. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So that's an extra 5K a month that they start earning.
Okay.
And in that fashion, for the time that they wanted to earn that, those are 5K that they have been losing for not being
for not being able to put that money in to get the 10K.
Yeah. So a good tactic to empower their new identity and their new, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, to convince them to adopt this new reframe is to tell them, hey man, if this has been going on for 4 months and you want to make an extra 5K a month, then 5 times 4, those are 25 grand that you're leaving on the table. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And then you go like, okay, is it worth holding to the fear and to the limiting belief that you have if it's gonna keep costing you 24 grand every 4 months?
Wait,
People,
you said 5 times 4?
yeah, 25.
That's 20.
Bro, that's true.
Wait. Am I tweaking?
Yeah, that's 20. That's 20. I'm fucked
Yeah,
up.
okay. I was confused. I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah.
Bro, I cannot.
Okay.
I need a calculator with this.
I thought I was just like, huh? There's no way I did this bad.
I promise I'm not that bad.
No, I'm
talking-
no good either. I just felt like I was losing my mind. I'm like, 5 times 4 there's no way that's 25.
It doesn't fucking sense.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely on your calls, get the math right.
Yeah,
Don't be
I need to work on math. I'm not good at math, honestly. I suck at math.
No, I mean, you can definitely, and I would recommend use, well, what am I doing here? Like with the phone, what the hell? So I recommend use your phone calculator just because you'll be able to show that to the prospect. So if you go like 5 times 4, boom. Does that number sound right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then they're gonna
Just to
visually be
clarify.
like, damn, that's the number. Right now, I'm just like, I promise I'm not that bad. I'm just a little bit, my
Bro, it's
brain's
fine.
working a lot. Explaining. And
I'm horrible at math. People ask me like all these different stuff. It's fine. Trust me. I was just confused. I'm like, I know 5 times 4 is not 25. I was like, there's no way I did this bad in school, you know? Because I wasn't the best, but there was just no way, you know? Okay. It's fine, bro. Trust me, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
No, you know what? That was a test. That was a test for you.
Okay. Okay, good.
Anyway, but it would be 20K a month, like 20K every 4 months.
That they're leaving on the table, right?
Yeah. Makes sense? Like the concept?
Yeah. So that would be the opportunity cost that they're leaving on the table, not investing into the program, or not spending that money. Okay.
Yeah, not.
So you're choosing to not change, to lose money, and not lose money, but leave that money on the table versus losing that money now to gain your money back plus that 20K more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're making it seem like what they're doing now is no better, but it doesn't benefit them to stay where they are versus spending that money, getting it back, plus where they want to be. So it's like, yeah, okay.
And lastly, you go ahead.
Dang, that's really psychological. That's like you're playing with you're tricking them.
Yeah. Well, depends. It's just a trick.
It's not a trick because you're getting them to where they are. It's just like, it's like it's a mind game kind of.
Yeah, but it's also like it just depends on if the offer that you're selling does deliver results. Because if it's true and you've seen that people in the testimonials and in the past history of the company, they have made these kind of results, then it's not a game at all. It's like what's actually happening. They could have.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you have to be clear and be like, okay, it's not gonna be magic. You're gonna have to put effort and whatnot, but it could pretty easily happen. Like we've done that with multiple people. Yeah, at the end they always have their free will.
Okay.
Bro,
Yeah.
they could not, after all these tactics and whatnot, they could still not buy. That's why you're not gonna sell to 100% of people you talk to.
In the beginning of the call, yeah.
Yeah. And then the next question is, and you want to start like this. So the tough question I have to ask is, what if nothing changes? What if you keep being that person earning 5K a month and not be that provider? And depending on their answer, you can ask why, or okay, and why it's important for you for that not to happen. And then there are some other resources that you can use, but I think that for now, yeah, for now that's enough for you to know. That's how you handle a good bottleneck.
Okay.
And then for a call, I would just go back to the commitment. So like, okay, so time to make a change, and then they say yes, and then you booking the call, and that's it.
Okay. Because you already said, they told you they're committed to making that change, and this is part of that change. So you're kind of going against what you said you're committed to make, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why this is optional. You could set a call, not have to use it. But if you do use it, and I encourage you to eventually, as you get experience, as you get time in the field, right, calling people and whatnot, you start using it slowly. Because more than convincing them and making the closer job easier, because the closer should be able to do this, it makes them show up to the call a lot more. And show up ready is everything.
Gotcha.
So yeah, bro. Everything clear? Any questions? Anything you wanna talk about?
Okay. It was a lot of information to take in, honestly, but I just want to make sure I kind of got it in the right sense of order. So I'll just start from, let's just say we'll start from the commit. So say they're committed to making that change, whatever. And then, they want to make 10K a month. They're making 5K a month currently. So we need double their income. Okay, that's fine. In order to double your income, you're going to have to invest whatever amount of dollars. Let's say $4,000 a month. Okay, I can't invest that money because I just don't have it. I don't have that money right now. I can't make that money. I'm limited. Okay, well, what's stopping you from not making that money or being resourceful to make that money? And then, well, they'll tell you necessarily why they feel that way. And you're like, okay, well, if there is a way out there, let's just say there's a way out there to make that money to invest into this, would you do it? And they're like, yes, but I just can't or whatever. And then so you could tell a story or necessarily use an example. It doesn't have to be a story or a quote, just be kind of an example, right? To be like, I would say relate it to their situation, right? Maybe related to their situation or just in general, maybe. Okay, well, maybe you're just not being resourceful enough or you're not trying hard enough, whatever. And they're like, okay, well, maybe I can find a way. Or they'll be like, yeah, well, that's just out of my price range. Okay, well, are you not committed to making a change, which would be kind of finding a way to get that money so you can get to where you want to be and, double your income, to have more time with your family and, not leave that money on the table versus staying where you are and losing that money in the long run, right? If I'm just, that's just I'm trying to summarize it. So if that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's perfect. You even got a little bit of like the word tracks and everything, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay. Yeah. So I understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. As we role play, because I think the next steps would be like consequence and future pace, and you understand those already. Consequence.
What's gonna happen if you stay in the same spot? Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna keep role playing from the top till there for like the next days instead of doing consequence and future pace.
Okay.
And yeah, I want to know now, like, what do you normally do to train apart from talking to me?
So honestly, just what I've been doing before I even talk to you, I would just do my mock calls, get feedback from what people would tell me, adjust it based on the feedback they would tell me. I'd also maybe watch some appointment setting videos and kind of compare myself to how they talk, their tonality, how they say certain things. Maybe implement some into my call. Then, hop on the next mock call, take notes on what they tell me I could do on what they caught on, not do it again, and then implement that into my next call and then so forward. And then I'll get feedback on what I've done better and then what I still need to improve on. And then honestly, that's just what I've been doing. And then just doing mock calls and trying to get as much feedback as possible from my mock calls and seeing if my mock calls align with the mock calls that not mock calls, but seeing if my calls align with appointment setting calls that I just see on the internet or by actual setters to you know.
Okay, makes sense. On the videos that you've been watching, what videos are there? Like,
I don't know the. I watch. So I know. So I do watch Alex something. He owns Closer Cartel. You know that guy.
Alex.
Let me see. Hold on. I can tell you.
I think that rings a bell.
I watch. Okay, so obviously I watch Ethan's videos. I watch. What's his name? I've seen some of Andy Elliott's. Andy Elliott's kind of intense, I feel like. And then I'll watch some. What's it called?
Okay.
I'll watch some closing videos. Like I watch a bunch of. Honestly, I see. What's his name? Iman Ganzi. That guy.
Iman
Do you know
Ganzi?
him? You hear me? Iman Ganzi. And then honestly, this guy called he's called Remote Closing Academy. You know that guy?